I don't know what it is. Either we suck at explaining or it's just that complicated.
Do you want to go to an old McDonald's or do you want to go to the nicest McDonald's?
The one with the freaking big play place.
This may sound like it makes sense, but when you put it into practice, it makes a whole ton of different sense. Welcome back to episode 117 of the Block Runner Podcast. I'm your host, William, always here with your co-host, I-Man.
What up, what up? What's up, everybody?
And today joining us, we got Core, the developer of MetaZone. We're going to be talking about Rovies. We're going to be talking about the last 72 hours, which was a little bit crazy.
That's true, man. All-nighter mode.
No sleep.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent to like when Decentraland launched. I remember that.
Yeah,
sure. It was like a 2 or 3 day period where we didn't get much sleep just because there was a lot happening. I mean, it was a launch. It was the launch of MetaZone.
Yeah.
So it felt very same. So yeah, new project being launched.
You know what's weird is that we don't intend to do this, but it just happens to do like.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's like you kind of have to do it. If you're gonna launch something, right? It's like you better be present and like be paying attention and working your ass off the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, last time though was kind of weren't we all like in the same place? Yeah, we were all at your house whenever we launched MetaZone.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, because a lot of things happened. We launched MetaZone, and we before that, like 24 hours before that, we were enabling payments so that people can accept payments on their metas.
Yeah. Yep. That was so wild because did we know it was gonna work like at the time?
Or we had some sales of the
we had
some of the metas already.
So we kind of like had like a testing thing going on.
Yeah.
Like leading up to the launch of Decentraland.
Yeah,
so that was wild, dude. Yeah, I'm not just now having flashbacks like Vietnam type,
Vietnam
level flashbacks,
like PTSD.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Yeah, so on February 20th, 2020, that's when Decentraland launched, and at the same time, we launched MetaZone, but we were also trying to collect all those NFTs.
It's true. Yeah, we didn't want to miss out.
Yeah, we didn't want to miss out like the whole chest event.
Yeah,
and so fast forward 2 years later. And now we've launched Rovi, and it was sort of a couple of things, right? We wanted to first we were seeing all the PFP projects happening, and to me, like most of it is just people just trying to take your ETH.
Whoa, damn, dude! Right out the gate, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Right out the gate with that statement. Okay.
Yeah, and so we figured that we could do a better job than that.
Yeah.
Right? We could actually like deliver something constructive, something interesting, something fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, also thanks to MetaZone, like thanks to what we've done before inside of the Metaverse.
Yeah, there's obviously we had that confidence because we built MetaZone and we launched products through it, and so we figured that if we built a tool that allowed for a PFP project to generate 10K NFTs, that it would be a good idea for the creator community to get involved and like do the same thing.
Yeah,
but one of the things that we learned about MetaZone was that we can't talk about the tools. We need to showcase the result of using the tools. And by showcasing the result, people can quickly grasp what this tool can do. And that's been the history of MetaZone since the beginning. Like we've tried to explain MetaZone to people without like showing, what we have, and it's just literally impossible. I don't know what it is. Either we suck at explaining or it's just that complicated.
Well, it's just like everything is new, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So there's like a learning process to everything that's newly released into the world. So yeah, of course maybe we're just not good educators or communicators. I don't know. You guys let us know, especially you guys have been watching for the last 2 or 3 years we've been doing this. I think we do a pretty decent job of communicating, but you got to be paying attention to like these kind of conversations in order for you to really get like a good honed in understanding of what the hell it is we're doing.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? It's really hard to do an elevator pitch of MetaZone, dude.
It is.
Yeah. Like, hey.
I mean, it's just not just a marketplace, right? It's more than that. It's like functional content that it's basically little businesses as NFTs.
Yeah, little applications.
Exactly. And like you're saying now, like it's constantly changing and evolving, Like now it's a PFP launch pad essentially.
Yeah.
With the Metaverse,
function.
Yeah, technology.
Yeah.
Metaverse enabling technology.
So let's go through what happened in the last 72 hours.
Okay.
3 days. 3 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no sleep. That's all I remember.
Well, that's the first
I
thing.
was definitely alarmed, dude. I heard reports of you like literally trembling and stuff, like just trying to get your daily slurp in and shit is like a struggle now, just because you're so like taxed like physically.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, like this is a problem that we might need to address, dude. It's like you can't die on us, Oscar. As much as you like to develop, like just you cannot die.
Yeah.
I'll leave the automation up and running. So
yeah, you got to create the AI bot to take over just in case you do die. It's like
the Rovies got to take over.
Yeah, there you go.
Continue my legacy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we launched in August 19th. So that was just a few days ago. And largely, I guess the best analogy is that we fumbled the ball. Right? So we fumbled the ball.
We're actually finishing up the last piece of the puzzle to like get these purchases enabled for this new feature that we built for MetaZone, and I was just about to launch these things, and then you guys started the podcast and the
live stream. So we had a live stream. So that's another thing to talk about too.
Yeah,
is that during the launch we decided to do a live stream. Well, actually we planned it, right? We planned it. So the plan was to do a live stream, maybe started 30 minutes before we actually launched Rovies, and this was specifically for the pre-sale. And I guess on paper, it's probably a bad idea to do like a live launch where we're in like on camera and interacting with the community at the same time launching. But I think it ended up working out better for us because it looked more authentic.
Well, it doesn't look up more authentic. It is more authentic.
Yeah.
Like you can't get any more authentic and transparent than that. Yeah. I mean, and that's for all you guys who are new listeners, new community guys supporting what we're doing. Like this is the way we've been since we started everything we do.
Yeah,
2-3 years ago, whatever. So yeah, like what you saw is like you're gonna keep seeing stuff like that.
Yeah,
we don't know how to be any other way. To be honest, like, because there's like there's corporate formalities and stuff to like doing things.
Yeah,
like launching products
say
and
this
whatnot.
and you can't say that.
Yeah, just in case there's like legal happenstance to everything. Like just in case you don't want to step on the wrong egg or some kind of scenario like that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. To me, that's not my vibe. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, apparently you guys really appreciated it and. Yeah, we appreciate you guys too for all of that whole scenario.
So let's talk about the fumble. So you were saying that you were very close to actually like deploying it.
Yep, deploying the updated code that's going to make purchasing enabled. And you guys started the podcast, and I was like finalizing everything, and then while the minutes were ratcheting up, like I launched the code, and the code had some. There's a lot of things that I need to transfer from my local system over to the live system, and I just didn't do every single little step. So the code was actually functioning perfectly fine, but I just forgot those little details, and so that's when everything crashed and burned.
Yeah, it was like it was sending us messages.
Yeah, while me and Will were like,
I was in the operating room doing a surgery over here, and
so we in our peripherals like the red alerts were going off. Basically, we're like,
it's like, and then it was like the message came. It was like status not good.
Yeah, that was
like oh shit.
Yeah, that's when my heart sank for sure. I was like, oh,
yeah.
It's like, how are we gonna finagle this one, dude? It's like this is this is like we're going real.
Yeah,
goes bad.
We did no testing, and we were attempting to go live like with zero testing.
Yeah, so that's a big breakthrough, like realization, I guess, maybe. Like as far as like,
I mean, I think we did do some testing, but it turned out that even though that you were about to hit the launch, and I called it, it was like a quarterback play, like an audible. It was like I'm changing the play.
Okay,
we were saying we were scheduling. And by the time I said that, maybe like a minute later, he was like, "No, like we should have just gone through with it."
Yeah, because like I don't know if it was like a minute later or 20 minutes later or 5 minutes later, but yeah, like I fixed.
I was like figured out.
I solved the issues and was like we could do the sale right now. I mean I didn't stay up all night for no reason. So, but it was a better move because ultimately after you told the community,
that's right,
that we're gonna. Delay by or actually add people into the whitelist.
So the play was like, okay, everybody's here, and there was like a ton of people that showed up. We thought maybe like,
dude,
like we had live streams. Maybe like 10, 15 people max showed up, and obviously in these live streams we didn't really announce it. We didn't like really prepare the community to come and join us. So we kind of expected a short amount, but this one was scheduled. And that schedule turned out to be like close to 100 people in the live
I think
chat.
it was more because like whenever we had a giveaway bot deployed. I think there was like 120 interactions. So I mean, dude, definitely a huge turnout, and of course the whitelist, more than 180 people. Put their name into that whitelist, dude. That was definitely a big showing. We weren't anticipating. I don't know. At least I think Oscar was. I think like maybe 8 or 9 hours before the launch, he's like, "Dude, we're definitely gonna sell out." I was like, "Are you sure?" It's like, "Are you sure?" I don't know. Like, what's giving you that hit?
It's mainly because I'm playing around with all the things that I'm adding in. Is like this stuff is amazing. Like,
oh, okay, I see what you're saying. It's like there's no way this doesn't sell out. Is what you were saying.
Yeah.
I thought you were like seeing something I wasn't seeing. It's like, dude, it's like this like the website's already about to crash like 9 hours early or something. Like there's like so many people online. But yeah, it was awesome, man, to see that kind of enthusiasm and man. And then in the whitelisting, I mean,
that was a pure like rabbit out of the hat call.
Yeah, but it was cool to see though, because within the document, right, you had the option of 1, 3, or 10 Rovies, and the majority wanted 10. We're like, what the deuce? It's like, this is crazy.
Yeah, the majority wanted 10. There was about 190 signups, and so if you did the math, you got close to 2,000 Rovies for purchase.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that was way more than we thought. We thought we were going to sell like 200 or 300 or whatever. And so, yeah, that was a big showing. And everybody signed up for the whitelist. And at the time, Oscar probably didn't think it was the greatest idea because it was another feature he would have to add, which likely would not be used again.
It was an annoying like request, not because it's not a great feature. It's more like because I stayed up all night for the specific purchase scenario of everybody being able to purchase. So. But it ultimately ended up being extremely the right move because the feature is very useful, and it allowed us to do a lot of testing. And so we did like 2 days of testing, and then we finally launched. Like I got some sleep, a little bit more than no sleep, and and knocked it out. And
so with the whitelist, it's now a platform feature, by the way, of MetaZone. So if you wanted to launch a product through MetaZone, you could you could use this whitelist. And so with this whitelist, the next 48 hours, we found, all kinds of like bugs and stuff that we needed to fix, and the community helped us out.
Yep.
Like as soon as we fixed something, we tested it out, we allowed somebody to purchase via the whitelist. We basically added them to the whitelist, and then they were able to purchase, and we found new things, and just this huge iteration for 48 hours straight, just iterating, and all of a sudden, we got to a point where there was no bugs, no crashes, no nothing.
Yeah, man. During like that second day, I guess like the middle day or something, like I was definitely getting a little like what's the word? Not like I was just like I wasn't sure what was gonna happen because like it was a whole day of like this pretty much after every transaction like the site would crash.
Crash after crash after crash.
Yeah, and it happened like we were like it was like a 14-hour grind to figure out what the is causing this happening. And then we went to sleep with that problem. It was like
yeah, true.
It's like we gotta wake up and then get back onto this issue. But like
I woke up like at 8:30 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. and
after going to sleep at 5:30.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And I started like trying to track that thing down, and it turns out it was something very, very crazy. So I resolved and like messaged the guys like
I woke up to this good news. I was like, oh damn, thank God.
Crisis averted.
Yeah. I was like, beautiful, dude.
Prepare the marketing messages.
Yeah.
Prepare the troops.
The tweet storms.
Yep,
yeah. Assemble the Robros pretty much.
Yep.
That's exactly what happened.
Alert the community.
But there was one phase still left in there. So we ended up fixing the site where it wouldn't crash per transaction, right? But there was another testing phase where all the transactions still had some manual input, right? They had some. We had to manually click on things to make things work, and that's part of the testing because we need to understand like we need to understand what we needed to automate.
Yeah, all the variations of transactions coming in, like the failures and pendings and like
dropped and replaced.
Yeah, all these little details.
All this blockchain stuff that that we otherwise wouldn't have to deal with in a traditional sense. So
and in the traditional project like doesn't have to deal with this. They use other platforms and have them deal with all this but we're not like that. We're a minting platform for the metaverse. So
yes.
we're deep in the trenches of crypto and learning exactly what all these other platforms already know and resolved. So now we're legit minting platform,
which is great news to everybody who owns a Meta, right?
Yes.
That's probably the best news you could hear, especially if you've owned Metas for a while now. It's like, everybody's been waiting. Yeah, win NFTs, right?
NFT.
Yeah.
NFTs are here, dude. Can't believe it. Like, we were talking about, like, we did a champagne episode once, too. Like, this should be another champagne episode. Like, what the hell? How do we not have champagne ready?
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
it's
NFTs
probably because
here.
we're tired. That's why.
That's true.
Yeah.
We haven't had time to really process much, dude.
Yeah.
Like, there's still, like, well, no, everything's pretty stable now. There's not really any fires yet, but
Yeah, it's more like just planning the next steps.
yeah, we're already like starting to game plan like more stuff.
Yeah, so even the Meta NFTs are part of the next planning step. So, we can't just like launch all of them at the same time because we're trying to figure out what's the best way to extract value out of all these metas that already exist. So, and then now that Rovies has its own metaverse, like all these creators can be reignited and like all these creations can actually be implemented in two different metaverses.
Yeah, and that's the main reason we started Rovi is because we had a pretty strong community when we were making metas and kind of allowing people to sell their content through MetaZone. And then we went through like a 6 to 10 month like development phase where we weren't engaged with the community. And so the community found DeFi, they found, all these crazy things, degen stuff to get into. And so we figured it's like, what's the best way to re-engage the MetaZone community? And it's like, well, there's this PFP thing going on where it's a way where you can spin up a community pretty quickly.
Yeah, more than that, it's like you could spin up like almost like a form of identity that's on chain. It's like your character avatar. Like that's what people seem to be the main use case for it. You know, that's why they post it all over their social channels as like their profile pictures, right? It's like this is my identity. For the time being, know, the cool thing about like an on-chain identity is like I can constantly like, it's very malleable. I don't have to always exist as like this flesh body that I am.
Yeah.
If I got like pimples all over my face, like, damn, that sucks. Like, I don't want to put that on my Twitter page, but I got to because that's what I am. I'm stuck with that identity, right? But now we got these virtual identities that are like, you can be a robot if you want.
Which more diverse. More diverse.
Yeah, diverse. And it's like, it's infinite, right? You could exist however you want in the metaverse. So it's like we're kind of tapping into that and actually bringing it like legitimately to the metaverse space, which is something we're definitely hearing whispers of like different PFP projects attempting the same thing, but I don't think they're doing it like to the level and to the ambition that we are trying to do it at.
Yeah, they're not.
For sure. Because I mean, this is stuff we've been working on for years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we're trying to enhance the PFP space and like I don't know if we can show these demos, but like you can pull up a Rovi and you'll be able to like angle it whichever way you want and like snap a picture and you can upload that to anything you want to, like Twitter and all that.
Yeah.
So basically or you could jump to a Rovi. I don't know if you want to do that.
So now everybody sees the screen now.
Yeah, this is a feature that we're going to embed into the platform, and just press enter, and we're gonna demonstrate how like dynamic our PFPs are gonna be. So you can choose any zoom that you want. You can move it around, and then press the N key, and it will take a picture.
The N key?
N, right next to the M.
So the number key?
Yeah, the N.
Yeah. Oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah. So basically, you can save it.
I operate life at 10 frames per second, so that's what's happening right now.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I get it.
But yeah, you can change up the angle. You can look epic. You can all these little things like that. Probably not every project has the capability of.
Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And you can also record a video. So if you wanted to, I don't know if and then we're gonna attempt to make GIFs like automatically just by one key press or one button press, like whatever it is. Like we're gonna do all that
for this screen or this viewer experience. Oh shit! Wait, hold on.
Get wrecked.
Yeah. See, I was a little confused. I'm like, where are you?
Into the Rovi matrix.
Yeah. Like, what the hell? Where are you now,
Teleported.
Dude? You're on some land. It appears.
And how do you change the background again? Is it you?
Yeah, one of those. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Very nice.
Keep pressing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could that green screen you can change up, like put your rovie in it, put yourself or your rovie.
You put your rovie in the beach.
You could do your own glamour studio, for your rovie.
See, that's the key green, and then now you can take that out and make a video with your rovie.
Yeah, man, you gotta treat your rovies right, dude.
Yeah,
that's how you do it.
See, now you can place your rovie in any environment that you want.
Could I place them like in my own house?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And so this works on your phone, by the way, right?
Yeah, this works on your phone, and we're probably gonna release an app so that you guys can download and have access to your rovies and the games all through your mobile phone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another crazy thing. Like in the 3D NFT space, there's platforms out there where their focus and their priority is to give the users like some type of engaging experience with their 3D assets. So it's like a virtual room setting, right, where you can deploy your 3D assets and you could just kind of look at them and you can wander around and inspect them from all different angles, basically. So
yeah,
what we're doing is that, but a lot more too, right? Because there's actual things that these things can do, right?
Yeah,
like not necessarily from the screen we're looking at now, but I'm talking more of like whenever the Metaverse game utility is applied to these creatures.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you guys want to dip our toes into that discussion, or maybe a little bit later.
Man, this is just so much to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, damn.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm jumping too far ahead.
Recently, we realized. Decentraland has a humanoid character as the avatar, and you can buy wearables to slightly change it up. But we were expecting to do something similar in this metaverse, but start with rovies just roaming around. But now, us controlling these rovies is too fun. So now, like, these are basically full-on avatars at this point. And whenever you're playing PvE, you have the capability of controlling it, or you can just let it auto run and attack. Do the PvE gameplay. But now and then PvP is 3v3, so you probably won't necessarily control one individual rovie while you're battling another player. But you'll be able to do all these things with this, like, basically avatar.
Exactly, dude. That's exactly what I was alluding to.
Yeah.
But you just explained it much more gracefully than I could have. But yeah, this is what I mean. Like they do stuff.
They do
right.
stuff.
It's not just like you're just gonna look at it and like that's the end of the story. It's like, dude, that was cool. Like I really enjoyed looking at my NFT. It's like
and
so you'll be able to share this page, this link with anybody on the internet, and have them take a look and zoom in on your unique, one of one rovie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and that's the point of this, is that the rovie itself is unique, so there's never going to be another one that looks like this, right? And so like you're saying that you can share this around, but I was going to talk about how other projects are trying to get into the metaverse as well.
Okay.
And the way they do that is through like kind of hacking things together for the most part, but ultimately it's pretty complicated to get into the metaverse for lots of reasons, right? It's too expensive to build like a game, right? And then everything is all pretty much centralized. So you have to hire developers, you have to hire all this stuff. And it's just not something that's really sustainable for a bunch of these projects to kind of do.
Yeah.
And so the reason why we're able to do it is because first we've been building this for 2 years, and we built pretty easy like templates for our creators to leverage if they were to make their own PFP project, such as us, that they could leverage and just jump into the metaverse pretty quickly. And if you believe what we believe about the metaverse, is we believe that it's going to be built by the community. It's not going to be built by any centralized party or anything like that. So
yeah.
So when it comes to these projects trying to buy sandbox land or Decentraland land and just kind of build out some experience, I don't think that's ultimately a sustainable model. Just because if you're going to buy all this land and you're going to hire developers to build some sort of game and some content, it's just I don't think it's going to be as interesting of an experience for the end user than it is for the community to buy the functions of a game, just like Rovie is.
Yeah, 1000%. We already knew that would be the case, like when we first started MetaZone. But there's been, through MetaZone's progress and lifespan, it's been proven, like, as far as like witnessing what community creative potential actually results or produces. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to give a more solid example is like these rovies are going to be able to like basically breed. So you'll be able to combine 2 rovies together and get like spend some gear tokens, the ERC20 token, and loot, and you'll get another rovie in exchange for breeding. This is something that we were talking about earlier, and just figuring out the genetic algorithm. We have a pretty solid design now, but yeah, this capability inside of you'll need to go to a specific meta on somebody's land to do this action.
Yeah, man.
You're not just going to go to a website and like, breed them together. You're going to go into the metaverse, bring 2 rovies together at a specific meta that we're calling the replicator and run, create a new rovie. Mm-hmm. So this little meta right here is the replicator. So somebody needs to own this and operate it just like a franchise and allow any visitors to print a new rovie, by combining two together. So
and the parties who are going to leverage this machine essentially are the ones who've been engaging in the game, right? Because they've collected the resources, the materials needed to actually produce new rovies, right? So we're talking about foundational economic stuff.
Yes.
And that's kind of the whole point. Play to earn ecosystems, play to earn economies, whatever you want to refer to them as. It's all about that. It's all about creating value mechanisms within like a game universe that make sense and like incentivize people to participate in them. Because there's real value that can be extracted if you do that, right?
Well, not only that, the functions of the game are being distributed to the community.
Yeah.
You when you're interacting with the rovie game and you're battling and you're doing the PvE stuff and you're playing the game, you are directly interacting with other community members.
True.
Like that's the new thing that I think the metaverse is the foundation of building up the metaverse.
100%.
Like you're not gonna so what's the difference? So if you're interacting with a game and you're interacting with a community, like what is the traditional way? Traditionally, when you interact with functions of a game, you're interacting with a centralized party. You're not interacting with other community members.
Correct.
And that's the difference.
Like we haven't played around with axes too much, but whenever you go breed 2 axes together, like you go to axes website to do that.
You interact with their smart contracts.
And in the real world, it's not like that. Like if you want McDonald's and you would go visit a franchise of McDonald's, you don't go to the corporation and knock on their office building and request a McDonald's burger.
Yeah.
So there's a franchise owner involved, and that's what the metaverse is going to be like. There's going to be land owners, and everything that operates on top of the land is a franchise of a company's product.
Yeah.
So for us, it's rovies and all the metas that are needed to play the whole game.
Correct.
Yeah. So like we're saying is like we have to showcase the tools in order for people to understand. So this is essentially for all PFP projects that want to jump into the metaverse. There is a mechanism. There's a right way to do it, and there's a wrong way to do it. And 99.9% of all projects are doing it the wrong way. All of them are doing it the wrong way.
Yeah. But they live not knowing that there is a better way.
That's true.
As of now.
And it's funny because the better way is real life. Like
it's clear. We've seen the models for it.
It exists all around us.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And that is why we do this, because we were seeing sort of like a train wreck happening and people are getting their ETH essentially taken away. Yeah. And I don't know. There's a better way to do it. A better way where you actually provide some functionality, with your project. But that's what we believe. I don't know what you guys think about that. Yeah,
and there's maturing processes to everything, right? And then part of like what you're seeing that you don't agree with and that you think is like, non-utility, which is you're 100% right, but part of that maturing process is for the people to invest in these things, participate in them, and then come to that own realization themselves, right? And then they start to demand something greater.
It's true.
Which is already what's happening. People are already getting kind of tired and sick and tired of like of just leaning on art as being the only thing that makes these things valuable. Like, I mean, we've heard it from our own communities. Like, dude, finally, about freaking time somebody launched a project that actually does something, you know, like the things we all like thought about in our own heads. Like, dude, somebody needs to create some projects that actually do stuff. So, and we've been saying, like, just wait till the developers get a hold of PFPs, dude. Wait until to see what the hell they start making. And like, I think we're just now getting to that point. Like, now the developers are here. Sorry, artists, you guys are cool too, but I mean,
we gotta mature.
You got to partner with another developer. Like, if you have the strength to be creating cool stuff, it's like that's half the battle. Like, the other half is
that's a good point.
100%
is the engineering side to like make it functional, give it utility, and we're trying to give tools to like we're trying to make them so easy that even just an artist can utilize these pieces and put their own puzzle together. That's a cool experience that has potential for utility.
That's such a good point. Yeah, because like to create anything of value, it requires it's a conglomeration of different skill sets, right? It's not just arts, it's not just hardcore developers, it's not just business people. It's the whole thing in unison, right? And synchronized. And I think PFP projects and like NFTs as a whole, it's definitely fragmented, but it's getting to the point where like people can launch full scale, decentralized companies, organizations into the future that they initiated and incepted from like points like this, where like you launch a project, you get the ball rolling, like you build a community, and then eventually you start adding in all these missing pieces, right? Okay, we need more developers, more artists, more whatever the hell, writers, if you're trying to produce some kind of like a animated series with your PFP, whatever. Yeah. Right, but basically all I'm trying to say is like it's so early, everyone's experimenting.
Yes.
And like
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing that we're like we want to go to the extent that other projects are creating like unboxing experiences, but maybe not every single other project it gives utility to the actual box.
Oh yeah.
And because we're a metaverse, every object means something, and we gave it utility to that extent. So
that's another crazy thing I think a lot of people don't even realize is because right now everyone's getting teleporters, right? If you're buying
transporters,
dude, why the hell do I keep saying that?
Come on, man.
I need to like discipline myself, dude. I need to somebody needs to crack the whip on me. But transporters. You're buying transporters right now, but this within the transporter harbors a couple of other assets, right?
Yes.
And people just don't know. Like all of these are going to be NFTs. So you're getting like it's a crazy deal. Like as far as like what I've seen in the NFT PFP space, like I haven't seen many projects offering 3, potentially 4 NFTs.
All in one.
All in one, yeah. Because we haven't even started talking about the land yet.
That's true. Man. So, what you're looking at here are the superchargers, and there are 5 different ones. And so
this one's E.
Yeah, this one's E.
For all those
you have them memorized,
the E
Oscar?
supercharger.
Yeah, no, that says it up there.
Oh, okay.
So here's another one. You can kind of like zoom in and zoom out.
Yeah, and these will look like this in Decentraland, but slightly even better. So.
Oh yeah? Like maybe like shinier and stuff like that.
Yeah, shinier. Yeah, a little bit of glow here and there.
Cool. Yeah, this one looks like a ring pop. Like one of them push pops.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, I like that.
And this is so whenever you go visit this, your Rovi will jump in there and it'll charge up, it'll close up, and it'll charge.
This one's dope too. Yeah, so for all you guys, man, this is probably really exciting for you guys who've been buying in the pre-sale. Yeah, and you have your teleporters, and they've already you already know which ones you got, right? So so this one's C.
Yep.
And then I'm randomly generating these Rovies.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can see the codex on the top right.
That. Dude, that's badass.
Cyclops.
Dang.
Yeah. Each one of these is unique.
So
even in the breeding process, it still generates a unique one. So you're never gonna get, nobody else is gonna walk around with the same Rovi.
Yeah. I mean, there's somebody's gonna get this one. Like if we sell out, somebody will get this one.
Yeah.
Right.
And then there's gonna be wearables. So this isn't. You can deck it out with whatever we have out there.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get the creators, the community, to also submit little wearables for this metaverse.
Dang, this is trippy.
That one's a little weird.
Yeah.
That one's like insanely crazy looking.
Yeah, it's like Frankenstein.
Yeah. So I like that one too. The supercharger model, the red and black. That's a good aesthetic for those of you guys who have like a little like little goth
superchargers,
a little goth or a little emo in you.
-B.
This is definitely your supercharger. But yeah, Oscar, tell because people in the community have been asking like, what's the significance that why there are 5?
Yeah. So originally we had a different plan for these different superchargers, but we realized that that's not a good idea. So we modified them, and now whenever you install these, like the charge rate, so you're battling with these rovies, they drain energy. You want to charge them up and like get back into battle.
Yeah.
So the more variety of superchargers you have on the LAN, the faster the charge rate. So
beautiful.
You'll basically save any lands like that you can visit, and that have many of them over, like you'll visit those probably a little bit more often. So like it's like do you want to go to an old McDonald's, or do you want to go to the nicest McDonald's?
The one with the freaking big the big play place?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And if it has a little bit more utility, you charge faster. So like then that's where you're gonna go and save it. So those landowners, like they're kind of tasked to like make their land fun to have repeat visitors.
Hell yeah. So the last one we saw was B, right?
That was B.
Yeah, and this is A.
Yeah.
And each one has a different opening experience. So
dang,
that's so cool.
Yep.
And so yeah, you're not going to get the pink one, in case you're wondering. It's going to be random.
This is actually the first pure Rovie that we kind of announced. So this is I don't think we've talked about it too much. I don't know if we have time to talk about it, but this is a pure Rovie.
Yeah, so there are 10 pure Rovies. They're
the traits are all the same.
Yeah, so like this, all the parts here come from the same design. Mm-hmm. And so there's 10 of them, and so 10 people out there, if we sell out, are going to potentially get, right? Or not necessarily, right?
Yeah, there's 10.
Well, because there's 100,000 permutations.
Yep, 100,000, and we're only selling 10,101.
Yeah. So there's a chance that some might get a...
Yeah, there's a chance you get a pure Rovie. And then, but if the ones that don't exist, like if people unbox them, like it will exist in the breeding process.
In the breeding process. So there's like an incentive to breed, because there's a chance you'll get a...
So this is AI Codex 0000. So all the pure Rovies have the same number across the whole AI Codex.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, so what does number 10 look like? Like 101010?
It's 99999.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then what does number 9 look like?
8.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Dude, I'm so stupid. How did I not add that?
Yeah.
Okay, it starts at 0. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll I mean, since we're going to release this to the public, you guys can discover all pure Rovies.
Yeah, I wonder if people are interested in having like this little tool that they can have access to kind of just randomly see different.
Yeah, because originally this was going to be the way you look at your inventory. So the arrows were going to be, you scrolling through the 3 different Rovies that you have, for example. So
yeah.
So or the 3 Rovies and the open superchargers and the unopened, transporter. So but now we're like, it's so fun to like see a random Rovie, like and somebody, and then I guess we could link to the OpenSea of it, the actual existence of it. So there's a couple ways we could do it, but we're gonna try to get the randomness is so fun that we're gonna figure out how to make it a part of the experience.
For sure.
Yeah, so it is interesting, like like you said, because there is an unboxing experience. I mean, we've already heard from some of you guys in the community, you don't have plans of opening these.
Yeah,
we kind of knew that was gonna happen, right? So because there is potential, like collector value to a box, and that was kind of like the original reasoning behind it, right?
That's
like.
Right.
Throughout all of our lives, like whenever we collect things, every time you took something out of a box, it just devalues it. With Pokemon cards, with action figures. If you still have like an original Mickey Mouse doll or something from like the first Disney like toy production, like still in the box, I bet you that thing's worth like $1 million.
Well, absolutely,
maybe more. So that's kind of the point. So the people are going to speculate. That's fine, but obviously there's tons of incentives not to do that, right? Like by unboxing a Rovie, you're all of a sudden you have all the tools you need to participate in this whole economy that's going to exist in the metaverse, right? So that in itself, and then you could use it to produce more Rovies, right?
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot of different angles to this, dude. This project is definitely very
true. Where is
robust.
the value going to come from?
Yeah.
Is it the unboxed ones, or is it the ones with stats that are battling and
That
generating
Yeah.
ERC20 tokens, like play to earn? Like,
and so if it wasn't clear, so you unbox your supercharger, that locks in your Rovi, and then you have the option to unbox your Rovi from the supercharger, which locks in your RNG stats, and those stats are completely locked in forever.
Yeah, unbox the transporter, you get your supercharger. Unbox your supercharger, you get your Rovi, and that getting the Rovi is where it generates the unique stats.
That's right. That's right. And so the unique stats are they're never changing. However, there are some aspects of it that you can upgrade. And so with that upgrade, you'll improve your Rovi by playing the PvE, and then you take your Rovies and you go to battle.
Yeah, and you infuse it with like materials and experience by battling, and the more battles, the stronger it gets. So as you play more of the game, these stats will be important. So,
and then so once you do a PvP battle, then for every battle that you win the Gears token.
Yep.
So this is a play to earn game, and it's practically, I wouldn't say done, but it's nearly done.
Yeah.
It's nearly done.
True.
And that's different than a bunch of the projects you see where they sell you a dream and they promise you that there's going to be a play to earn all this stuff. And I'm telling you right now, it's extremely complicated.
Yeah, the only thing, so the production of the content's not going to be a problem. Like,
yes,
we know we could do it. The only, like, what if, I guess, part of the equation is, will Metaverse landowners, like, wake up to what it is that exists here, and will they, like, start setting up shop? Basically...
Yeah,
because there's gonna be more metas, right? Like these are just the some of the essential metas that are going to be part of the game content, but there needs to be more content to build out this cohesive game experience. So in order for that game to come to reality, landowners have to buy this content, own it, and deploy it on their land. So host it,
so that people can actually play the game.
When Wayne was over here in the land, like you can take a profile picture right then and there. You can take screenshots right then and there.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to upload these, and we'll have like share to Twitter button, like you don't have to do much, and you just share to Twitter. So the landowners like that put the effort and make their arena like a PvP arena like look nice. Like those are going to be worth visiting and taking screenshots and sharing this experience to the outside world, and so it'll be worth it for players to like visit those and play in those. So
so the more effort that landowners put into their land, the more likely people are going to visit their land and share that land, and therefore you have an economy. I mean, that's ultimately what happens.
Yeah, and every little like there's going to be an economy, so that means spending. So every time player spends like at any location, like that landowner gets a cut of what they spent.
And that's what's so crazy about it. And if you're wondering like why would people want to host this content, it is because of that. It's people like look at Axie, right? Like the whole scholarship economy that spawned out of nothingness. Everybody's looking for an opportunity to turn their assets into passive revenue generating assets, right? Because that's the Goldilocks in the finance world, I think. Like assets that accrue you value over time where you don't have to really do much. And that's kind of the beauty of the MetaZone platform, right? Like, it's you as the host, you get your split in the cut of all these transactions, but the developer also gets a split in that cut. So it's the developer is incentivized to make sure everything's operational, right? Yes. And that's a huge caveat because if you're creating a platform to distribute game content, like who the hell is going to make sure this shit stays alive and running and functioning all the time?
Yeah,
right. So that's why the payment model makes so much sense. And you as an asset owner, a meta asset owner. I mean, it's like you have your own Axie scholarship program embedded into the asset itself. You don't have to go out there and like like poach on people or go through like different like interview processes to get people to start leveraging your Axie assets to generate that revenue. You just kind of have to set up shop and then let the player base
So true.
engage with this content, and it's just happening, dude. Like
Yeah,
it's an economy.
And landowners today in the regular metaverse have trouble like attracting people to their land because there's nothing to visit. There's no interaction. There's no play to earn at their land. So now we're giving them the opportunity to have that and have actual visitors to the land. So there's like multiple reasons as a landowner to be benefiting from these metas on your land.
And these are platform features, folks. Anybody can do this.
That's true.
We built the tools so that anybody can do this.
Yeah.
And so I have a question for you. If you're a project,
shoot me. Go ahead.
If you're a project and you're building a PFP, situation, and your intentions are good, right?
As they should be.
As they should be, right?
Yeah.
And you have aspirations to go break into the metaverse with your game or whatever.
Correct.
My question is, how do you know when you're doing it wrong?
How do you know when you're doing it wrong?
Yeah, the whole thing, the whole design, everything. How do you know?
I think like when people stop showing up, I guess, to like whatever it is you launched or created or whatever, it's like, okay, I did this thing, I spent this money, I built this thing, which is the standard way to, I guess, have a metaverse presence, right? We've seen it with all these big, like Kraken and
yes.
All these big IPs, they come into the metaverse, they throw up a structure.
Exactly.
And like nobody's ever there.
Dude, that
right?
is 100% correct.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised because
what the heck? What do you mean you're surprised?
Specifically. No, I'm surprised because this was a hard question to answer.
Okay.
Because specifically, if you're designing a project and you're on your line item, like if we sell out 100%, we're gonna break into the metaverse, and your idea is to just buy land, you're doing it wrong.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's again, but I said it already. It's like they just don't know that it's wrong.
Yeah, they
and
don't know.
Neither do the people who are buying into that vision, because like they're gonna experience it just like we've already experienced it. Everyone who's familiar with the metaverse has experienced it.
You know who should be buying land? Regular people should be buying land, and they should be buying content that makes them money. That's what they should be doing.
Yeah.
The projects should be buying land. They don't need land. They need to create a better game, a better experience for their users.
Yeah, they just need to. They just haven't become familiarized yet with like all the dilemmas. Yeah,
it's like there's ways to think of it differently like that. I mean, McDonald's, like the movie clearly showed that land is valuable in the long term, but. Yeah. It's like if you're a new company, like, and you want to create value, then you don't go and acquire land to install, all your entities.
Sure.
You get franchisers to install them.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Just like there's millions of websites, eventually, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, there's probably going to be millions of metaverses. You're not going to buy land in every single one. So instead, you need to create a good experience so that experience, and no matter what metaverse that the player is playing, it's a good one. So that's what projects need to be focused on. That's what we're focused on.
Yep, exactly.
We're not there acquiring land.
Yeah, any meta that you have inside of the Rovi experience is installable in Decentraland or the Rovi Matrix. So.
Yeah.
So that great experience that we're creating into this one object, this like the transporter, the supercharger, the replicator, like that is going to be the same experience across all the metaverses.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm not saying that land is not valuable. What I'm saying is for projects that are creating content, you don't need land. Yeah. Because think about it. Let's say you sell out, you make a couple $1 million. You're going to spend half of it on just acquiring land. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm saying. It's like you don't need to.
To me, it's more like sharing the wealth. Like if you're a project and you need, like, what are you going to do? Like spend all of your money on marketing? Like this, it's the same thing. Like why not split up your locations to many locations and make it like the real world and like have everybody share in the benefit, the value. Like if Axes, you could do this like that. That's why the like having people operate your Axes and play it is so big right now. It's because you're sharing the wealth at that point, and we're designing that in from the beginning. Like
exactly,
that's right.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I don't think what happened to Axie, like it wasn't like it's like the people figured out this with independently, just because it just feels like, I think it's like a natural like ecosystem maturation result.
Yeah,
I think it's just, if there's any kind of like value within an ecosystem, like you're saying, people figure out a way how to like distribute it in whatever way, and like create these different models to create more value. And I don't know, it's just this is economics, right? It's really cool to see on Axie's front, but it's in the metaverse, in the true metaverse, it's going to be like a whole other ball game. You know what I mean? Because it's not just like an Axie universe. It's It's like a whole. It's a universe filled with a bunch of different experiences. Like you can engage in whatever the hell it is you want, and you're accruing value from doing that. You're building identity. You're building a presence in a virtual world. That never leaves. It's always going to be there. You know.
Yeah, I mean, man, this is a lot to think about, because I mean, we think about this all the time. And I know a lot of projects out there trying to, do what they do, and everyone who's speculating on these PFP projects are just trying to take advantage, of having, trying to onboard onto a good project, right? They want to get in early. But I'm just seeing so many mistakes being done by a lot of projects that I just
that we want to help with.
Yeah, exactly. We want to help with.
Yeah. And that's what Rovies is about. Like if you're a part of the Rovie gang, the Ro Bros, the Rovie Army, whatever the hell, there's so many different ways to address this community. But if you're part of it, you're part of this belief, right? Like that we think if you align with our thoughts and our vision, our mission, like it's not just us who's going to make this happen. It's the whole group of us. Right?
True.
So
because you guys are the game, right? We're not hosting this stuff. You're not coming to our parcel to play Rovies. Right? You're going to the community's parcel, right? You're going to people who own land, who own these like components. You're interacting with them, not us.
Exactly.
True.
That's the biggest revelation. That's the biggest thing that I think that's the reason why we get together. That's why we do this stuff, because cryptocurrency is about community. NFTs just encapsulate that community aspect and just give it a like a visual medium.
It's true. To
interact with. And then all we're doing is we're taking the functions of games and allowing the community to own those functions and encourage people to play, with the stuff that they own.
Yeah, totally.
So it's interesting. I mean, I like thinking about this stuff because it's like it's the whole paradigm of economies. Right? You start from like what incentivizes people, and you go to like what's going to create the most revenue for the landowners. And you're thinking about all these components, and it's interesting once you try to like figure out how to implement it, and then implement it in a way where anybody can come in and do it.
Yeah. And then the most exciting part is like seeing it actually work.
Like that's why we work on these projects, because we got to demonstrate it before everybody believes.
Exactly.
What we understand.
This may sound like it makes sense, but when you put it into practice, it makes a whole ton of different sense, because like if Satoshi had come out with his white paper and only came out with a white paper, it would have been probably unnoticed. By the entire planet.
Totally.
But he actually built it and deployed it and made the difference. He changed everything.
Yeah, he built that core community who also believed in it. And then
that's right.
And they even some of them were like questioning him, like Satoshi, like, are you sure about this? And then maybe somebody brought up, was like, dude, you know what you just did, right? You just like kickstarted like the whole toppling of like traditional finance. Like, you should probably like go hide. Somebody probably told him that. He's like, you know what? That's not a bad idea, dude. And he's gone now. He just vanishes.
He's going to be the first trillionaire.
I think he is. Yeah, you're right. Wild stuff.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, having said all that, what's today? The 20th or the 20?
It's 22nd. It's the 22nd.
So tomorrow. So this is going to be posted tomorrow, most likely, right? On the 23rd?
Yes, most likely. Yeah, so what's coming up? So on the 23rd, we have, if there's any open pre-sale spots, it's going to be wide open for everybody to get a pre-sale Rovie.
At what time? 6 p.m. UTC?
6 p.m. UTC.
Okay, yeah.
So by the time you're hearing this, it might be too late.
Yeah, hope not. But if in case it is, get ready.
Yeah.
Because it's like a first come first serve process, right?
First come first serve. Yeah, and the reason why we do these, because we're testing out our system.
Yeah.
We tested out the white list, and then now it's a free for all, like in a small group, And then on September 2nd, it's going to be, everything's going to be for sale. Like all 9,500 that are left.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And so who knows what's going to happen on September 2nd, but if you believe what we believe, then
you will get 4 NFTs.
You'll get 4 NFTs.
Per Rovi.
Yeah. So it's the transporter, it's the supercharger, it's the Rovi, and then if we sell out, it's the land.
Yeah. And then we're going to throw in there some wearables for some of those transporters that get opened up and get super rare items.
Really? I didn't know that. You're sprinkling in some wearables?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It'll be in there.
Oh, dude. What leaked.
Leak info.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I'm excited about that too. Like, start thinking about wearables and stuff, like coming up with new models. I love seeing, like, and shout out to Aeon.
Yes.
Our 3D modeler.
Dude.
Dude, he makes some cool shit.
Yeah.
He's the creator of these visual things that you're seeing.
Yeah, if you're wondering who made all these, Aeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not enough love and appreciation for 3D artists. I've always believed that. I was like, dude, probably because the right mediums aren't in place yet for people to gravitate and, like, I don't know, feel whatever it is they feel for 2D art in the 3D sense. But I mean, come on, man, this is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Like, this is art, man. And I don't know, I guess because, like, they're perceived as game assets, they don't feel very, like, artistic.
Yeah.
It's true.
I don't know. I'm not an artist. Yeah, I can't get in the head of an artist. I don't know.
Each one deserves its own, like, brand, like, so eventually, you know, anything that he creates in the future will. I mean, he's got some metas, and you can use them in the Rovi matrix. So
that's true.
So all this, like, we might even put some boosts in there if you got some Aeon metas. Yeah.
So that's another thing in the Roviverse. You'll be able to deploy some metas into that world, right?
Or
all metas.
We're aiming for all of them. But we're gonna start with the easiest ones, so which is like
that's crazy.
Building anything that you uploaded and we turned into a meta, like that, like we metafied, like that's definitely gonna be installable in the Rovi matrix. So,
and last detail is that you'll be able to play Rovies on your phone.
Yep.
So you'll be able to battle and earn tokens on your phone.
Yep. Share links.
The Rovi matrix.
Anybody?
Right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Not Decentraland.
Not Decentraland. No.
Yeah.
They haven't enabled that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still working on it.
Okay. Right on, dude. Yeah, man.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we got a lot of our freaking guts out on this one.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We've been needing to do that. It's like just spill our freaking.
Oh yeah, and dude, we got to call out some projects, dude. Not by names, but in general.
Like, what do you mean? Like,
just their whole concept approach. Like all this is it's an ETH grab, dude. The whole thing.
Oh, I see.
But however, PFPs, like from the essence of it, it is a great community building tool.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a tool that we're going to see probably for the rest of, like, crypto generations. Like the concept of, you know, a 10K project.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, so that's shit. That's why we built it into our platform.
Yeah.
Right? If we didn't believe that, we wouldn't have built it into the platform. So
yeah, so stay tuned for more details, more announcements, more Medium articles, all that stuff. We're going to be demoing a lot more stuff over the next several weeks as we have to be.
Absolutely. And those that are a part of the community, you get access to all this testing that helps us a lot. So you'll be the first ones to play around in the Rovi Matrix, download it on your phone, like all these different things.
Oh my God,
so
that's hot.
If you're an owner, not only just sitting there, part of the community, you gotta have these little things running around on your land. So
yeah.
Okay, the dog's barking. I think that's our exit point.
Yeah, that's our cue. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions about Rovies, let us know. Join our Discord. Comment on our YouTube channel. Listen. If you're listening to the audio, make sure you watch this video. And let us know if you have any questions. And we'll be our Discord is connected to our veins, so we're always on Discord.
Unfortunately,
yeah, I guess. So yeah, let us know, and we will catch you in the next video.
Peace out, guys.
Yep. Thanks,
Later.
guys.